Hello beautiful people, today we're going to talk about how to network effectively for career advancement and career opportunities. At the end of this video you'll have an understanding of the difference between adding value, building trust and receiving introductions. Have you ever wondered why people introduce each other? We're going to talk about that in this video. Why networking isn't just about making friends, lots of people seem to think it is. And how not to be a pariah at networking events. That's an important one. Plenty of people think who you know determines where you get to go in your career. And don't get me wrong, knowing good people really does help your career, but it's very far from the only thing that does. It's not who you know and whether you know them, it's whether or not those people trust you, whether or not those people respect you, and whether or not those people understand enough about what it is that you do and how you bring value in a way that they actually want to introduce you to other people. Ideally, when you're networking, what you're doing is you're looking for people to go away from the interaction with you being proud to introduce you to their networks. There are 5 steps to be able to make that happen. Step number 1 is find a group of people who have shared interests and shared purpose to you. Step number 2, offer to add value. Step number 3, show up and consistently deliver on your promises. Here's the most important one. At networking events, tell people what you're doing to add value to the organization that they care about and are a member of, and tell them who else that you're working with. And step number 5, never forget the old adage. If you want advice, ask for money. If you want money, ask for advice. In this particular case, if you want introductions, ask where you can add value. And if you offer value to people, they will give you introductions. So really nice example of this happened to me recently. I am part of a group of entrepreneurs who are looking to 10x their business. I've met some incredible people through the process. And once I started talking to people about what it is that I'm trying to make happen, I am working to get 1 million women promoted. I'm hoping you're going to be one of them, and I want to hear about it if you are. But I'm working to get 1 million women promoted. Once I started doing that and I started showing how I was adding value to something that a lot of people care about, both men and women, people started making introductions for me. As soon as I told them what I was about and the kind of value that I was looking to add and the kind of credentials that I have in order to be able to add that value, they started thinking about people that they wanted to introduce me to. So they went away doing exactly what it was that I was hoping they would do. They were proud to introduce me to their network. And it looks like enormous acts of generosity. And I've had some of the most incredible conversations as a result of that. So when you're thinking about your networking, don't think about who you know and how to get to know the right people. Think about how you can add value, where you can add value, how you can find people who have shared purpose with you, how you can find people who are interested in similar things to what you're interested in, and go figure out where your niche is in the middle of that and where you can begin to add value. When I first started networking in Silicon Valley, I actually did a column, a weekly column, because it was actually a physical newspaper at the time. I did a weekly column for Witty, Women in Technology International. And that was my offering as part of my networking. So when you're thinking about how you're going to network, think about where you can add value. Same way you do at work, do a similar thing with an organization that you're interested in engaging with. I talked about how not to be a pariah at networking events. So the pariahs are the sort of people who people move away from at networking events. They're the people who are handing out their business cards and making it purely transactional, where they're saying, this is who I am, I want to know who you are, now I need to move on to the next person. So you're only as valuable to me as your job title, or you're only as valuable to me as whether or not I can say that I have met you and that I know you. What you're really looking to do at a networking event, because people get confused about them, what you're looking to do at a networking event is you're not looking to just simply exchange business cards. You're not looking to just make friends. You're actually looking to build a level of trust and shared purpose that will last you for 2, 5, 10 years. I have friends who have been working in the same organization shoulder to shoulder in radically different careers, but they've been working in similar organization from a networking standpoint and from a volunteer standpoint for 10, 15, 20 years, and they have deep and powerful relationships in those organizations. So similar to looking at what career you want to pick, make sure that you pick a networking organization that is going to be very strongly aligned with who you are, how you like to network, who you like to hang with, how you like to add value, a cause that matters to you, the right volunteer structure that allows you to be able to engage with people in a way that is of service and not taking advantage of you. If you want to avoid being the pariah, be the person who goes into the networking event and actually gets to know people and makes offers to support them and enhance their journey through what it is they're looking to serve people with. So let's start networking effectively right now. I'd like to be able to network with you, and I have an offer to make to you. Networking and getting promoted have an awful lot in common, because at a networking event you are to some extent promoting yourself without really pushing yourself forward. One of the ways to assess whether or not you're ready to be able to do that is to look at my free promotion assessment. The promotion assessment will allow you to ask the question whether or not you're ready to get promoted yourself at work. But you can also apply as to whether or not you're ready to network effectively and promote yourself effectively by adding value to an organization. The link is in the description below. Free Get Promoted assessment will allow you to be able to say, hey, am I actually ready to effectively network and deliver value to an organization or group that I want to be involved in. It's my offer to you. I'd love you to take it. I'd love you to tell me what you think about it in the comments. And if you network effectively and you've got good stories from it, let the rest of us know. Tell us in the comments. Best of luck.